I have seen the gates of Oblivion, beyond which no waking eye may see. Behold, in darkness, a doom sweeps the land.
Soldiers of Cyrodiil, the Empire will stand or fall by what we do here today.
Welcome, achievement hunters and gamers alike. On behalf of Globe, I bring you another episode of Completed, a series that documents Globe's route to getting all the achievements in a particular game. Today we are talking about Oblivion Remastered, a game developed by Bethesda and released the 22nd of April 2025. Oblivion Remastered has 60 achievements worth 1,000 gamer score and will take you roughly 40 to 50 hours to complete. Every achievement has a story. Stick around as Globe gets all 60 in Oblivion Remastered. I decide to play as an Argonian. I love the way they look and they can breathe underwater. I create my character and begin my journey.
I know it.
What's this prisoner doing here? This cell is supposed to be off limits.
I'm a prisoner. What I did to get there is a mystery.
Stand back, prisoner. We won't hesitate to kill you if you get in our way.
No sign of pursuit, sir.
Stay put, prisoner.
Good. Let's go. We're not out of this yet.
You. I've seen you.
The Emperor Uriel Septim is on the run from assassins looking to kill him and all his heirs. By fate, I am in the cell where the escape route lies.
We must keep moving. Better not close this one. There's no way to open it from the other side.
Don't try anything.
Looks like this is your lucky day. Just stay out of our way.
I must follow the Emperor and his men out of the city. Assassins lie in wait. With the help of Uriel's men, I'm able to acquire a weapon so that I may assist in our escape.
You alone must stand against the Prince of Destruction and his mortal servants. He must not have the Amulet of Kings. Take the amulet, give it to Joffrey. He alone knows where to find my last son.
I receive the Amulet of Kings from the Emperor. A strong magic resides within. I must deliver it to his last son. The Mythic Dawn eventually finds success, slitting the Emperor's throat.
We failed. I failed.
Seemingly, all hope is lost. I must do what was asked and find the only remaining heir to the throne. I unlock my first achievement as I enter the beautiful and immersive world of Cyrodiil. The achievements in Oblivion aren't particularly hard. Basically, I must enter every guild or faction and complete their quest lines. I spend some time exploring, which eventually leads me to my first main quest line for achievements, the Mages Guild. I am to rise through the ranks and complete the quest line. The first step is to visit all the Head Mage Guild members in each major city and complete a task. I will need to get a recommendation letter from each of them in order to access the Arcane University. The Mages Guild questline mainly focuses on stopping necromancers from using their dark magic to harm others.
What have we here? Another plaything? You'll dance for me, little one. Yes, you will. I'll make your corpse dance and then tear itself apart.
However, they pose little threat for an Argonian like myself. Completing each quest sees me rise through the ranks, rapidly unlocking me achievements along the way. As is Bethesda tradition, there are some funny moments along the way. Okay, back to achievements. Nothing noteworthy happens during the Mage Guild quests. Just complete a quest, unlock an achievement, and repeat. So far, things are going well. In the past, Bethesda games have been a nightmare to complete for their bugs and overlapping quest lines resulting in missable achievements. But Oblivion has a couple tricks up its sleeve. You'll see what I mean later. While completing one of the Mage Guild quests, I am greeted by a man named Lucian, a member of the Dark Brotherhood. They are a guild of assassins. Basically, the hitmen of Cyrodiil. They are one of the guilds I will have to join for the completion. But I'll wait until the Mages Guild is complete, which doesn't take long. I come face to face with Manamarco, the leader of the Necromancers. He will meet his end.
This is the part where you fall.
Ending his life and turning in the quest results in the completion of the Mage Guild storyline, and I wrap up the final achievement for their story. Next, I'll tackle the Dark Brotherhood and see what it's like to kill for coin.
Welcome to the family.
I track down and end my first target with the Brotherhood. The process for unlocking the Brotherhood's achievements is identical to the Mage Guild. Complete quest. Rank up, unlock achievement. One of the Brotherhood's members, Vicente, a vampire, offers to give me the power they possess. Sounds cool, right? Wrong. One of the worst mistakes I made early on.
When you awaken, we will be of the same blood.
Doing so made travel difficult as the sun would burn and drain my health. I was forced to only move at night, making things annoying. I didn't really think that one through. Even with the annoyance of being a vampire, I'm still able to get through more of the Brotherhood's quests, unlocking more achievements. So it turns out there is a traitor within the Dark Brotherhood. They blame, torture, and kill Lucian. But they got it wrong.
Fear not, for the crisis that has threatened the Dark Brotherhood has finally come to an end. As you can see, we have dealt with the betrayer, Lucian the Chance. Now, let's go see what the future holds, shall we?
Now I must speak with the Night Mother, the true leader of the Dark Brotherhood. Things take an interesting turn.
Enough. Enough of this. You will all suffer for the pain you have caused me. I will destroy your Night Mother, and the Dark Brotherhood will fall.
Whoa! Ha! What treachery! The traitor still lives. It is Matthew Bellamont. Do not let him harm the Night Mother. Kill him!
This wraps up the Dark Brotherhood storyline and unlocks me the final achievement in regards to them.
The Fighters Guild is a brotherhood of warriors. We provide a service to Tamriel, lending steel and shield to those who need our help.
Next on the list is the Fighters Guild. Not the most exciting, but needs to be done. The Fighters Guild quests are simple. Bodyguard duties, or clearing a dungeon of goblins. pretty standard stuff. But the process doesn't change. Complete quest and get rewarded with an achievement. Eventually, I reach a high enough rank to meet Orin. He believes the Blackwood Company plots against the Guild. The Blackwood Company are the Fighters Guild rivals. They compete with one another for jobs throughout Cyrodiil. Orin tasks me with infiltrating their organization. I slowly rise through the ranks of the Fighters Guild, waiting for an opportunity to put an end to the Blackwoods. While in the Blackwoods compound, I find a special tree known as the Hist tree. It can enhance combat abilities and alter living organisms, which would put the Fighters Guild at a disadvantage and without much work. The tree must be destroyed to give the Fighters Guild the edge they need. This completes the Fighters Guild questline, unlocking another achievement and progressing me to the next task. That task being the arena, my favorite questline in the game, while being the quickest and easiest to complete. It's a blast, feeling like an unstoppable gladiator.
If you're looking to join the arena as a combatant, you need to head down to the Bloodworks and talk to Owen, the Blade Master. If you
Here, wear it proudly. And keep it in good condition, would you? That way I can give it to some other suicidal idiot after you're dead.
Good people of the Imperial City, welcome to the arena. Are you ready for a bloodbath? The winner of this match will advance in rank till the stakes are high. Pick dogs, show us what you're made of. Victory will be fast. You go. Good people, we have a winner. All hail the combatant from the blue team. Victor from the blue team, leave the arena now and rest. You earned it. Believe it or not, someone has actually challenged the unbeatable Arena Grand Champion! Good people, you have just witnessed the impossible!
I hope you enjoyed that little montage for the arena. It was one of the highlights of the side quests for me. But now it was time for my least favorite guild, the Thieves Guild. First of all, it takes a little persistence to get in. Then you have to sell 1,000 gold worth of stolen goods to be able to have all quests unlocked. Not really hard, just annoying. I would just wait for the smiths to go to bed and steal all the weapons and armor. It also has one of the toughest quests I had experienced in the game, but more on that in a moment. Every 100 gold worth of stolen goods you sell unlocks a quest. Once the quest is completed, you unlock an achievement just like any other side quest up to this point. So in that regard, it's again the same process. The Thieves Guild storyline is complex. If there are any Oblivion experts, feel free to correct me in the comments. From my understanding, the leader of the guild known as the Grey Fox has no identity due to a curse. The curse is caused by something known as the Cowl. It's a mask that contains powers that make you an incredible thief. However, putting it on curses you by stealing your identity until you find someone worthy to earn it from you. In this case, I'm tasked with stealing something grand, an Elder Scroll. I'm not sure if the Elder Scroll is the cure for the curse or if the curse can be broke stealing something equally as rare. But in this case, the Elder Scroll is the objective. So now, let's get into this grand heist. First of all, I must work my way through the sewers to reach a special door that will grant me access to the Imperial Guard's quarters in the central tower of Imperial City. Okay, easy enough, though the door does require a specific key to open that was obtained during a previous Thieves Guild quest and must be shot via bow. I'm not much of a sneaker, so my sneak skill was not very high. As soon as I entered the quarters, I was swarmed, so I did something I thought would still work. I ran past all the guards, unlocking every door going up the tower. Ran past all the monks. I thought I could just get to the top, grab the scroll, and be out. But this game has a habit of not telling you flat out what you should do during various quests. So I left the tower and returned to the Grey Fox, thinking maybe this is how the quest is supposed to go.
You don't have the scroll? Then we have nothing to talk about.
Hell no. I missed the scroll. I had to do some digging online, only to find out you have to reach the monk section of the tower undetected. There is a specific chair you're supposed to sit in and trick the blind monks into letting you read the scroll at the table. You cannot get the scroll off of one of the monks by pickpocketing them or killing them. Sitting in that chair is the only way. But because I made it through that door detected, I could not become hidden again to get it to trigger. Luckily, I save a lot, so I went back to the first door, stripped all my armor and weapons off, used a chameleon spell, and equipped an amulet that increases my luck. These were the only things I could do without going and getting an invisibility potion or something. Thankfully, it worked. And I just had to reach the monks again, this time remaining undetected.
You have the scroll. I can hardly believe it. The odds were clearly against you. Capital job. Capital. I have spent 7 years learning how to translate this scroll. Even so, I will need a while to decipher what I've sought so desperately.
So, after about 2 hours of trial and error, trying to get in that chair, I can now complete the Thieves Guild questline. Definitely the most nerve-wracking experience of the game so far. But don't worry, there's another event that was even more so coming up soon. The next goal was the Shivering Isles, which I believe is a DLC from the original game. I must complete the Court of Madness questline in order to complete the achievements for the DLC. But first, I get an achievement just for entering the Isles. I'm introduced to the Prince of Madness, Sheogorath. He's created this dimension to mess around, I guess. I'm here to help him stop something called the Grey March.
Out come the intestines, and I skip rope with them.
As I mentioned, the main goal of the Isles is to help with the Grey March. There are 2 achievements that are obtained along the way, other than those for ranking up in the Court of Madness. In the Isles, there are 2 houses, House of Mania and House of Dementia. I will have to become the Duke of each killing, either Thaydon or Syl. so I will need to reload a save and do each for both achievements.
A friendly word of warning before you choose. Once you've decided which Duke to replace, there's no turning back.
I kill Thadon first and progress with the main questline. And now we must talk about the heart-dropping moment this game gave me. There was a moment I thought I wouldn't be able to unlock all of the achievements. I reached the final moment of the Isles. I need to hold back the Grey March. And ultimately, Jugalag, which as it turns out is Sheogorath destroying his own dimension every year. Or at least that's how I took it. And then it happens.
As it always does, order shall stand. This ends as...
Over and over and over, the game crashes. Something about this boss fight was not right. I reload the game countless times, hoping it will let me through. I try and inch my saves closer and closer, but to no avail. Is this it? Am I just blocked from getting all the achievements in Oblivion? These questions run through my head. I spend the next hour or so looking for a fix online. I wasn't the only player experiencing this bug. People were suggesting to wait and progress time as soon as the boss starts to spawn in.
This ends as it always does. Order shall reign.
If I could give those people a hug, I would. It worked. I killed the boss and stayed in long enough for that glorious sound. The game still crashed. Fortunately, I didn't have to turn the quest in for a different achievement, or I don't know what I'd do. Now I need to reload a save, kill Sly, and become Duke of Dementia.
Smash your skull!
For whatever reason, the achievement didn't pop on screen, but I checked, and indeed, it was unlocked. The only objective now was to complete the main storyline. No guilds, no side quests, just experience the story of Oblivion. I start by going for an achievement to close an Oblivion gate. These are created by the Daedric Prince. His goal is to take over Tamriel and claim it for Oblivion. In order to shut these gates, I need to climb the Sigillum Sanguis Tower and obtain the Sigil Stone. I deliver the Amulet of Kings to a man named Joffrey, as the Emperor instructed. He helps me find the heir to the Empire. Remember at the beginning of the game when the Emperor asked me to find his last son? Well, I found him. His name is Martin. Seemed like a good mellow guy. I tell him he is to inherit the throne. And that sets me on the path to not only close the Oblivion gates around every major city, but to also find the Amulet of Kings that was stolen. Damn, remind me not to deliver anything to him again. I find out the amulet was stolen by the Mythic Dawn, the same group who assassinated the Emperor. This group is devoted to the Prince of Destruction. First task is to find the shrine where this group is hiding. It's located right in the middle of the Imperial City. Turns out they were hiding in plain sight. Inside, I find a book. It holds information about this group, which will help us stop them. I give it to Martin so he can begin deciphering it. This unlocks me another achievement. Bruma is my next objective. Specifically, getting aid from all the major cities to defend it from a relentless attack. However, in order to recruit each city, I must first close the Oblivion Gate nearest to that city. I start with the city of Coral, ruled by Countess Ariana Valga. The Daedra will perish. Kvatch and Macius.
I have few enough men to spare, but you have more than earned our help.
Anvil and Countess Milona Umbernox. Skingrad and Janus Hasseldor. Bravel and Count Regulus Terentius. Leawin and Count Marius Caro. And finally, Cheydinhal and Count Andal and Darius. Now, I must go fetch some artifacts that will be used to complete a ritual and summon a portal, so we may end this once and for all. But first, we must defend Bruma and close the Great Gate.
The time for hiding in Cloud Ruler Temple is over. Come, let us go down to battle together.
Do you stand with me?
Sword for the dragon!
Time to end this. Martin completes the ritual and summons a portal to a place called Paradise. I must find and kill Munkar Kamaran, the founder of the Mythic Dawn. He holds the Amulet of Kings.
You came for the amulet? Take it then. Dagon will walk Tamriel again.
This is the part where you fall down and bleed to death for Lord Dagon! The pain bloody. Dagon's victory is a die, unbeliever!
Dagon will walk Tamriel.
I retrieve the amulet and return it to Martin. He may now take his throne. Unfortunately, the Daedra have breached Imperial City.
Mudcrab's more fearsome than you.
The barriers that protected us from Oblivion are gone.
I don't see how. Mortal weapons may hurt him, but now that he is physically here in Tamriel, they have no power to actually destroy him.
Wait, yes.
The amulet was given to mortals by Akatosh. It contains his divine power.
But how to use this power against Dagon? The amulet was not intended as a weapon.
I have an idea. One last hope. I must reach the dragonfires in the Temple of the One.
And what an idea he has.
amulet is shattered, Dagon is defeated. With the dragon's blood and the Amulet of Kings, we have sealed the gates of Oblivion forever. The last of the Sultans passes now into history. I go gladly, for I know my sacrifice is not in vain. I take my place with my father and my father's fathers. The Third Age has ended, and a new age dawns. When the next Elder Scroll is written, you shall be its scribe.
And with that, all 60 achievements had been unlocked in Oblivion Remastered. I never really got around to playing the original game, but I'm happy I was able to experience it with updated graphics, thanks to the remaster. I had a great time for the most part, experiencing this world and its inhabitants. As far as achievement difficulty goes, it's not a hard game to complete. As I mentioned earlier, this game doesn't really hold your hand on a lot of quests. So I found myself getting hung up a lot and needing to look up what I was supposed to do to progress. But nothing was hard to do or find. Stealing the Elder Scroll was about the hardest thing the game offers. At least for me, there is no difficulty achievement, but you can increase the difficulty if you want more of a challenge. This is one of those games where playing for 50+ hours doesn't feel like a slog. There was a ton I left in this game as far as side quests and such. But even playing it the way I did, just going for the achievements, I still really enjoyed my experience, minus the crashes in the Isles. Hopefully they patch that. So how hard do I think Oblivion Remastered is to complete? I'm giving it a 3 out of 10. Only because you may have to look some things up that aren't blatantly obvious. I think the Thieves Guild quest might hang some people up if they don't know what to do beforehand. And of course, the crashes didn't make things any easier. So if you've made it this far, I really appreciate you. I'm trying to make each episode of Completed better than the last. So thanks for checking out the entire video. I'd love to know your thoughts on Oblivion if you've played or achievement hunted on it. Let me know in the comments. Thanks so much. I hope to see you in the next one. Take care.